Welcome to Connecting Greeks, a streaming comedy show and podcast designed to explore and enhance Greek culture around the world. Join hosts Angelo, Ari, and Foti as they bring you fun and interesting guests from all walks of Greek life. Grab a cafedaki and join us.
Hey everyone, welcome to another fantastic episode of the Connecting Greeks podcast. I am Ari. I am here with two of my favorite people in the whole world, and we have a super amazing, very impressive guest. I think everybody out there is going to be pretty fascinated by everything that she's involved with, everything that she's accomplished. Just a great story coming up. Before we get to her, let me introduce my co-host, Foti Stamos. What's up, Foti?
So Ari, how's it going?
It's going very well, and you know why it's going very well? Because we always have that kind of fortunate opportunity with these podcasts to hang out with one of our favorite people. Where in the world is Angelo Tokakis? Angelo, where are you, man? Where are you?
Hey, thanks for that compliment, Ari. I wish I could say the same for you too, but no, always good to see you guys, man. It's funny. I'm in. You know where I am? Studiauli-Timana. You ever heard that from your mom? That's where I am. North.
That's where we hang out.
I'm way up in Alaska on a cruise ship, entertaining these for corporate clients. Hey, it doesn't matter. We're happy today, as we always do. We have interesting guests, and today is no exception to someone who is. I was reading. We met. We were talking earlier, 25 years ago. She's an entertainment lawyer from Chicago originally.
New York?
In New York.
Chicago?
Sorry, New York. I said,
Yeah.
I keep got Chicago in my brain, so I'm just doing some New York, which is one of my obviously favorite cities next to Boston. And I know Foti has a dream of the Kalimnos Film Festival that we're going to do one day in Kalimnos about sponge divers going in. But she's president of the Hellenic Film Society. Did I say it right, Mary?
You did.
I did. So, and we're happy to have you on. We're so happy to have you today. Welcome to Connecting Greeks, Mary Miles. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for this warm welcome. I am already laughing, so we're going to have a great time.
Yes.
I can't thank you enough for sharing your time with us. And I hope we just have some fun and talk about some good Greek movies.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to ask you right off the top, because you probably, I don't know if you're involved much with the process of, I've been a judge on some of these things. There's one film, Mary, I want to watch. They have about the DJ in Athens who turns 50. I can't remember the name.
Midnight Radio.
Midnight Radio. And
Yes.
he confesses his love for, I think it's so Greek. And what I want to go with this, and you'd be the perfect person to ask. Greek films we were talking with Ari and Foti earlier. Greek films are so unique, and I know to give the plug out here, the New York Film Expo is October 3rd to 15 or 13. Is that right?
Yes, the New York Greek Film Expo is October 3rd to the 13th. The first weekend in Manhattan, midweek stop at Fort Lee, New Jersey, and the second weekend in Astoria at the Museum of Moving Image.
Right, and that's wonderful. And the thing is, I always find Greek filmmakers, and we were telling George Lanthimos, Dennis Politis, the Greeks make some really interesting cinema. And I remember talking to Dennis Politis, and I go, why is it the Dogtooth? We were talking about all these great films, and I love the Mill Run, like this one about the DJ who turns 50, has a kind of a crisis, It's almost like Serendipity with John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale, where right, and Greeks are romantics, and it's great that we tell these stories. It's the same what we're doing here with Connecting Greeks. But do you find, is it because the Greeks he told me they have the need to be noticed, and that's why they make these interesting films. And I encourage, if anybody gets a chance to go, if you're in New York, definitely go see. I saw the run of films you guys are going to have. These are great films.
Yeah, they're 9 of Greece's recent films that have come out in the last year. Critically acclaimed, massive awards out of Thessaloniki. The first Greek film, Animal, is the first Greek film in 30 years to win the top prize at the Thessaloniki Film Festival.
Wow.
It also swept the Hellenic Film Academy Awards, 7 out of 14 of the top nominations. All of the films are nominated. The acting is superb. I throw myself down for these Greek actors because they're extraordinary what they can do. And I think the entire film industry in Greece is having this amazing renaissance with the craftsmanship, their skill, their knowledge. They do a fraction of, they take a fraction of a US budget and they make it many times better. And I don't think it's about being noticed. I think it's just a different perspective on life, right? Greeks come to things with a different perspective. It's also a huge generation of people now who have come through a massive economic crisis of the Western world, right? Most of us did not live through this, but Greece really had a very difficult time during the austerity period. And I think there's so much to say, there's so much to learn, and they're just artists. I mean, it's cliche, but I think it bears something to be said, which is we created this stuff. We created drama and comedy, and it is in the DNA. It comes out of their every pore. And I think we do it better than most other people. I mean, we really have top-rate professionals there. But Athens Midnight Radio, I have to tell you, it's starring, written, and directed by Renos Charalambidis, who's an exceptional actor and filmmaker.
Right.
It is just about him being a DJ overnight, turning 50 and reminiscing about a love he had in his youth. And the entire film takes place in the DJ booth. It's very quiet. It's very moody. And yet, with one single expression, Charalambidis wins you over, hook, line, and sinker. You are there. You are engaged. You want to see it again. When the film ended, I said, I want to watch it again.
Right. I mean, I think you hit it on the head. They're fearless.
Absolutely.
They're the actual pure form of cinema. And I think I 100% agree with you, Mary. It's like when the Greek filmmakers will take subjects and topics that maybe other people are maybe scared of, maybe North American mentality, we've kind of reserved ourselves. I shouldn't say that because there are different filmmakers, but I like the fact, and this is perfect, when you said the Greeks have their own perspective, and that's what makes Greek cinema so unique.
And you never know what you're going to get. You could get a dark comedy, a gutting drama, and it's all delivered top class, but it's just so fantastic. And some of our movies are lighthearted and fun, and some are very dark. Right. And that's what brings the entire festival together. I think it's the ability to bring so many great performers, and every film in our festival will be represented by either an actor, director, or producer. So it'll be extra
That's awesome.
For the audience to come and meet people. We'll have Q&As after every film. So we'll talk about a bit more about their process, about getting this project off the ground. So we really want to make this interactive, fun, educational, and bringing us to Greece and Greece to America.
Great bridge. Yeah. Now, the Hellenic Film Society, this is your brainchild?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So it started with our current president emeritus, who is James Demetro, a lovely man, yes, who when he was faced with retirement, decided to bring Greek cinema to New York. So he had been curating a festival every year. And in 2018, he decided he wanted to invest far more time and make it a far more substantive effort in creating a film society. And so we have year-round programming. We have one screening every month at the Museum of Moving Image, a Greek film. We just showed Karagiosi. It was packed. The kids had a great time. And it was Greece's first animated feature, which we're really proud to be able to present the new technology coming out. So Jimmy had this great idea, and I was recently elected president this year. And he is not going anywhere. He's right by my side because we can't do it without him. But it's been a wonderful experience to grow and bring my own professional knowledge and experience to what we do. We are a volunteer-run organization. No one is paid. We do this out of the love for our culture and cinema. And I should just take a moment and thank, my entire board and all the volunteers, from the people that check us in for our movies to the social media people. I mean, everyone is essential, and we do it out of love. So we hope you receive it in
That's
love.
Awesome. So it's a great team effort.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate the fact that you recognize the whole team. So for people watching, this is a team effort, and that's what probably makes it such a great festival.
I say teamwork makes the dream work every day.
Like, if I didn't have to go do this tour in Europe, I would fly to New York to come see some of these films. I love New York, and I love cinema.
Well, you're going to come for another screening.
I should come up to the. I couldn't even make it for the LAGFF this year, and I think it's wonderful. And you said you said it right. It's like, it's a promoting our culture, and it's only through, and Ari and Forti and I have discussed this over and over, that our job also is to help promote what's being promoted. Right? It's almost like a connection, and we reach people, and people come on and tell us stories and tell us events and tell us the things. But I have to ask you, something recently happened. I'll tell you where I stand on this. 50 years ago, there was the invasion of Cyprus, Turkish invasion. My question to all of you is, recently Netflix was supposed to show this series called Famagusta about the Turkish invasion of Cyprus 50 years ago, July. They were set to release it September 8 worldwide, and then they opted to only show it in Greece and not the rest of the world. I went on social media and said, hey, hey, Netflix, how come you're not going to show a true world event? It's historical. It's not like, I don't think it was propagated. I go, this happened. But for some reasons, they took it off, and Greek societies and people were like, and to me, what it did for me also confirmed that I want to watch this, right? And I want to see this. I'm asking you your opinions, because I know that, it's, how do you guys feel about this? Why would they not show something that actually happened as a world event? And I think it was a highly anticipated series. I had friends in LA who wanted to watch it also. But I took the initiative and said, you know what, enough of this. I go, you guys, and I've been on Netflix with comedy specials and stuff, but I kind of called it out. But how do you guys feel about it, that they're not going to show it?
Yeah, Mary, why don't you give us your thought as somebody who probably has a much more educated opinion on these things?
Well, there's the business lawyer part, right? And
right.
There's the Greek part and the person part, and like who I am. And I understand it potentially from a business perspective. There are great economic interests in Turkey. There's a lot of production in Turkey. Relationships go a long way. I can see the consideration given on that part. But I also feel, on the other hand, that this is an important topic. It's a historical fact. It is the only country currently in Europe that is living for 50 years under occupation. Now, whether there were other issues related to production, or we don't know, right? So assuming all things were a go, and I have heard wonderful things about the series, and the importance of it, of course, is understandable. I'm disappointed, but I think that gives me more, sort of puts gas in my engine to create better relationships with Greece and America and strengthen the bonds, whether they be economic, political, art. And there's something to be said about censoring art, right? Like, art should be art, and we should all embrace it. And art is going to ruffle people's feathers. It's never going to be accepted by everyone, and that's okay. And in fact, everyone may hate it, but sometimes there's a perspective, a voice to be heard that needs to be heard. So there are a lot of considerations, and I think we move forward taking the lessons of let's build stronger bonds and have our own relationships that we can leverage.
I agree with that, because I think that's where it gets me, is the censorship. And I get it. America has major military bases in Turkey. Turkey and Greece are NATO countries, and then it's the only country in Europe that's occupied. So, and these people, and there are Turkish Cypriot citizens. So it's a layered cake.
It's very complicated.
It's complicated. And I think HEPA called out on Ted Sarandos, who's Greek-American chairman of CEO. And he's a very powerful person. I've met him once. He's a nice man, a very powerful figure, not just in Hollywood, but just in the world. And kudos to Ted. He's put on shows like Maestro Blue and all these other new series that they're putting on now. But I think
finished that fantastic series in Cyprus, the film with Harry Connick Jr. in Cyprus.
Great film.
So they are investing, in Cyprus. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't want we don't try to I never try to make it political or because we especially us in the industry. You got to be careful sometimes what you say about who you're saying it about. And we're not saying that. I just thought, and as an opinion, and I think I echo what you're saying, and maybe the guys do too. I was just disappointed because to me, that was a historical fact. It wasn't fabricated. This happened. And it's too bad that people, not just Greeks and Cypriots, but people in general, can't see what happened, and I know you can watch it in Greece and you can watch it, but for the people who made this series, I thought it'd be a good shout out. And I wonder, is it possible? I'm curious about this, Mary. Could you take something like that? Has it ever been done where you've taken? I know it's a film festival. Could you do a television festival of these kind of shows? Does it make sense to do that? I mean, because is it just too long?
No, well, actually, with streaming services becoming very popular now, and cable, right? A lot of our great projects are not just in feature film format. They are taking on limited series or series potential. And quite a number of festivals are actually coming and showing one or two of the first, either the pilot episode or the first two episodes to connect the audience with it. And in fact, that was something very interesting that Thessaloniki did at the Thessaloniki Film Festival last year. They did that for a few of the limited series that were on Greek television. And I thought that was a great platform to highlight that. And I think festivals will evolve. It's not just about film. Sundance for years has been including virtual reality. I'm sure we're going to start seeing some AI creep in there very shortly. Thessaloniki had a wonderful exhibit. There's also like an art component to Thessaloniki, and they had a virtual reality exhibit last year or the year before. It was fantastic.
Right. Thessaloniki's coveted as one of the top 5 festivals in the world.
I've been to film festivals, and it is a first-class festival. It is run. It's a well-oiled machine. You can tell when your volunteers, like the bottom of the tadpole, when they are happy, right. It's a healthy environment to be in, and it's going to be a lot of fun to be there. So everyone is pleasant. Everyone is helpful. It is run like a well-oiled machine, and the films are exceptional from top to bottom. It's a great organization.
And what a great city in Bugatsa, Thessaloniki. If anybody's never been, it's beautiful.
Just bring an extra pair of pants the size.
You need it because it's so good. Like for something like that.
So good.
And, so tell us a little bit about what's the response, Mary? Like for now we have the New York Film Expo, the Greek Film Expo coming up, the festival, and you're bringing all these amazing films. How much preparation goes into this? Is it year-round? Is it pretty much?
It's year-round. So we started last fall in November in Thessaloniki, watching some great films. The moment I was elected president, I thought it was really important to put our dates out to the world and start really working for a goal. We started securing the films very early, so we get, for most of our films, I believe 8 out of 9 are New York premieres. So no one has seen them in this area, and some of them have shown in LA, but definitely on the Northeast corridor, it'll be a first time for most of our films. Right. And so we really try to. It is a long process, but it's like a wedding. You can plan all you want, and then the last 3 weeks are mayhem. So it is a pleasure that we do this, but we are in the crunching phase right now.
So, Mary, the films are now. All these films were made in Greece. Do you guys think maybe in the future you're going to open it to maybe Greek filmmakers in the diaspora? I don't know if it is there now, but maybe filmmakers from Australia or Canada or South Africa who could be of Greek descent, or is it more of a retrospective of actual Greek cinema from Greece?
This is a great question because it's something that we discuss all the time. I think for the festival, definitely for this year, we have an amazing opportunity to present Greek films from Greece directly. And we want to give that platform to the Greek voice. Now, we know that Greece's number one export is people, not olive oil. And there are amazingly talented people all over the world of Greek descent. And we're going to do some nice programming throughout the year because we have the benefit of being a film society. So we offer programming all year. So it's not if you're not included one week at the end of the world. So we're planning for some things in the spring, and we may be tapping into, focusing on Greek Americans, Greek Australians, Greek wherever they may be, a different voice, and they won't be in the Greek language. And some of them are not related to Greek culture or Greek themed in any way. But if we can spotlight and help the career of someone up and coming who is talented and amazing, why not?
Yeah.
So that's the benefit of being a society, that we have an entire year of programming that we take into consideration. There's also some educational things that we're looking into doing, bridging cultures, bringing experts together. So we've got a lot of things now. Rome wasn't built in a day, so it'll take a little bit of time. I've really wanted to set a good foundation this year of things, but we definitely have some great projects coming up in the next few years.
That's awesome. I think it's great because, and I know a lot of filmmakers of Greek descent, who've done films, and the connection could be, like you said, they may not necessarily even be a Greek theme or inspired, but the filmmakers themselves, and you can always see where they drop it in. And when you think of film, what better place than New York to go? You think of it right away. I remember the New York film critics. I was part of this documentary called Just Like Us with Ahmed and Eric Griffin, Sebastian Maniscalco, all these guys. We went to the Middle East. We're doing stand-up comedy in the Middle East.
Wow.
And then we were in, and then they did this documentary about it. So Ahmed's Egyptian American, other guys, and I was Greek Canadian. Now I'm American, by the way, citizen. So I'm dual citizen, just in case Fortinati decide that, I'm just a Canadian with an opinion here. But it's funny how, they put the thing, and while they were filming this in Jordan, we came across a Greek Orthodox church that was erected 17 AD.
Mm-hmm.
After, 17 AD, and then the priest could speak Greek. So in this film, you got me talking to the Papa, telling me about one of the oldest Greek churches in the world in Madaba, Jordan. They had the Maramara, they had the whole thing there. And I thought, man, I would go back there and do a documentary just about this church and how they had to hide the floors from the Ottomans to protect the map of Jerusalem and protect all the Christians at that time, over 2,000 years ago now. And
Amazing.
And it's all those kind of stories that need to be told. And you brought up a good point, Mary, and I think, and that's why we did this. We have this podcast, and we always are about promoting. Our last guest was a country western singer who's Greek out of LA, Dimitri Thomas, and we were telling him, I go, it doesn't matter to us whether you're singing country western music, you're Greek, and why not?
And if we look at someone like Nevros Toumoria, I don't know if you know who he is, but he's this amazing rapper in Greece, of African descent. And he has actually taken the sound of Rebetika and infused it with rap.
Yeah.
And he's created a unique, he said it very well. I don't want just to rap in the Greek language. I want to create a style of music that is essentially Greek. And so this guy could totally take, country music to a new way, put a little funky in there, drop a little, I think it would be great.
Yeah, Ari brought that up when we were talking to him last time. And it's, I think that's the thing. Because, myself, I put myself as an actor, as a comedian and writer. And when the guys told me, let's do this, I go, yeah, because I think, and this is where good on you guys, good on the Hellenic Film Society or the Film Hellenic Society, if you ask Ari, because he's got and I think if everybody, there's not many Greeks in the world. If you look at Greece, in Greece and the diaspora, it's not even a city in India, honestly. But you look at the impact our culture has, and I'll pat ourselves in the back here, guys, Mary. That I think in the diaspora, the Greeks and the Greeks see it in Greece now. We were raised to be proud of this, and now what's happening is that we're saying, look at this, Hellenic Film Society. You got all these other things going on. I got people coming. I got friends who call me and said, "Hey, my limo driver's Greek. Say hi to him." It's dumb. They're excited for you. And my friend goes, I have to give you guys credit. The Greeks, and even the Greeks, I've been on television, and they told me, you guys seem to have a spirit that maybe the candle's a little bit dim, because you're right. Austerity measures, they went through economic reforms in Greece, everything. But we're like, dude, anyone you talk to goes to Greece in the summer. They want to, I tell people, and I've always said this, even in my act, I go, everyone should go to Greece once in their life. And anybody listening today, if you're in the New York tri-state area, even Toronto, Montreal, all my peeps, go to this. They got awesome films. I'm upset I have to go to work. I would fly to New York and come and see some of those films because I really love Greek cinema. I'm a big fan of Greek cinema. But, you know, and Greeks, even Ari and Forti, there you have to.
If I can quickly add to what you're saying as well, Angel, and on behalf of all of us, is that, Mary, growing up as a Greek American, one of the biggest things, you know, we grew up with, you know, great series, TV shows, movies, what have you. And I'm sure all of us shared this interest where it was all about trying to find a Greek name in the credits.
Always.
Yes.
And when we identified one, we were so happy and thrilled. And now fast forward to this episode here with you and listening to what's going on, and you know, we commend the work that you and your organization is doing. Is that, you know, you lifted us even higher on that pedestal of how we feel as Greek Americans.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. But we would have nothing to do if the Greeks weren't so hardworking and so talented in what they do in art. And it is a privilege to get to meet these true artists. They are some of the most humble people I've ever met in my life. They are true artists. Devoting themselves. They understand that they'll never make Hollywood money, and yet they can't imagine doing anything else. And
that's awesome.
Tells you what that means to them and what it means to us. And I think, you know, if you grew up with Greek in your home, there are certain phrases, certain ways of expressing yourself that just hit us right in the heart, in the soul. And it could be something very simple that your grandma used to say to you. But you'll hear it again in a film, and it instantly transports you. You're part of that moment. And if you're not Greek and you didn't grow up in a Greek household, there's so much to learn from this new culture, these new people. We are very flavorful. We got a lot of flavor, a lot of spice.
100%.
No such thing as a dull Greek home or dull Greek food. It may be boring, but not dull.
Yeah.
And there's always something to be learned. And, you know, I love film. I mean, I am an entertainment lawyer, so I think it's kind of obvious. But I love particularly watching when I go to a festival, when I go to Sundance or Tribeca or any festival that I attend, I try to watch the foreign films. The American films I may be able to catch. But it's the foreign films and the documentaries that we'll never get a chance to see in the U.S. because of the way that our distribution is set. And we learn so much more when we experience that. And one of the great joys about our festival, for me at least, is connecting with all the universities in the area that have either Greek language studies or Greek culture. And basically all the universities in the area will bring students to attend our screenings. So how amazing is this for some kid, not Greek at all, taking Greek 101 to fulfill a language requirement, and then gets to see a Greek film and not only understand the language and its usage, but actually like have a moment in time in that culture. It's extraordinary. So we are very lucky to be able to present what we present. And it's not because of us. We're just the pipeline. We're a conduit to the audience who appreciates it and the artists who make it.
And Mary, it's a big deal for them. They get to leave Greece, come to New York to
Well,
show
I
their
hope they
film.
have fun and they enjoy the experience. Yes,
They enjoy it, and you know what? I can't, honestly, outside of, I can't think of a better place than L.A. for obvious reasons, but I mean, even New York. What a super
and
great
they put
city.
on a wonderful festival in LA. We're all very closely connected.
Right.
It's a
Great
small
festival.
community. And Florida has a new festival now. Chicago is bringing one back. So I don't know.
Toronto has one.
Spoiler alert. Yes.
Toronto, the Greek International Film Festival. I've hosted it, and they showed one of my documentaries there, and it was
fantastic job.
Yes, it's Stan Popolkas, who I've been friends with forever, and that theirs is coming up
right after ours.
Yours. Right,
I think it's right after ours. Yeah.
So right after, before, right? Yeah.
It is the thing to do. So if you're not in New York, it's okay. Go see the others. So Toronto is right before us. Florida is right after us. Chicago is a little bit after that. So there is no time to waste. Look up our schedules. You could also look up our website is www.hellenicfilmusa.org. We have trailers to all the films, our schedule, the ability to buy tickets. We have a wonderful newsletter that we started preparing this year, getting a huge response. And something that I think we're all very proud of is the insanity that has ensued on YouTube. So we started this YouTube channel because during COVID, obviously we couldn't have a festival. So we pivoted very swiftly to presenting an online festival, which was a huge success all over the world. Mm-hmm. But I said, you know what? We're missing out on the fun part of the festival. It's not just watching a movie. It's having that experience of the Q&A. So let's move that to YouTube. And we did that. And we continue to bring interviews with directors, actors, producers, writers of Greece. And it's just insane what's happened on YouTube. It's like so humbling to know that people are eating this up, and we have the ability to present and showcase people in Greece. And it's fun to speak to them. Every person I speak to in these YouTube interviews or meet, you just can't help but love because they're so dedicated to their craft.
Right.
And I think that really that authenticity really comes through. You've got the biggest stars of Greece, right? The equivalent of our George Clooney's, Brad Pitt's, Meryl Streep's, who sit down and they are extraordinary people, and they are extraordinary talented actors or directors or whatever they may be. And you're just like, wow, like my brain just grew because I expanded and just from listening to this amazing conversation of this extraordinary person.
That's cool. You know what I want to meet? I want to meet Pete Papadopoulos. He was the grip on Seinfeld. I would.
I used to see that name every single time.
You can't get more. You might as well put a Greek flag there.
We put an APB out on now.
Pete Papadopoulos. You're right, because you watch Seinfeld. Pete
every time.
He could be listening. Be listening.
Well, I mean, this has been such an amazing episode. Not just because of Angelo is in the business, but me as a regular dude who has always been fascinated by this industry, by film, by TV. I'm Greek, so everything we're talking about here today is just so cool. It's so very cool to hear that there are people that are pushing and promoting, but it's not just pushing and promoting. We have this huge palette of talent that is coming out of Greece, and now we get to feature it. And I see big things for this because the talent's there and capable people such as yourself, Mary, to kind of be the conduit to bring it everywhere, which I think is amazing. And kudos to you for all that you do.
Well, thank you. It's truly a passion project. We do it out of love, and we look forward to seeing you all at the theater. Stop in, say hi. I'll be there at every screening. I love meeting new people. And if you heard us here, by all means, come and let us know, and I'll let the guys know that you stopped in and saw it. And, many more years, we'll have this relationship. You guys should come to New York and come to our festival sometime. Angelo, we will, create some special event for you. You never know.
To do some, I do, and because I love I always like going to New York, obviously, and I think I'm coming in January. I'll let you know. I'm doing a show there. We're not going to break it yet. As soon as I mention something, people start messaging me.
Well,
what is it?
I'm gonna put Mary on the spot right now, and I'm gonna pitch you my idea.
Oh.
It's a 12-hour documentary of Forti and Angelo arguing. I think it could go really far. You have no idea how entertaining they can be.
12 hours. I think we're gonna have
12 hours
editors here. 12 hours is a lot.
I shortened it from 30 hours, so this is a big thing.
Me and Forti.
I'm sure the nuggets coming out of that must be exceptional.
Yeah, Mary, we're going to call it Kalimnoti. It's about a man who leaves Kalimnos, and his only dream in America is to go back to the land
but
his ancestors. That
Angelo, we have to include her in on the inside joke. Every single thing that Forti talks about or mentions or does has to do something with Kalimnos. And Angelo just gets fed up with it.
Beautiful island with beautiful people. I can't blame him.
No, I'm going to go one day. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Kalimnos and say, look, I'm Fortios Stamos half-brother.
You get the VIP treatment.
Bring the stuff out to me there. And,
the entire island will greet you at the port.
Arms open.
Arms open, food ready, keftadakya waiting for you.
Don't say that now. I'm hungry, Mary. I want keftadakya.
Well, look, once again, Mary, thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for being with us. I know this is like a hectic time for you as well. All the information, all links, everything will be included in the show notes. So I just want to say once again, thank you, Mary, for being with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time and much continued success. Thank you.
Thanks, Mary. Thanks for being a great guest.
I want to say thank you to Angelo as always, Forti as always. Thank you everybody out there for watching and listening. Please, if you're able to physically be there, get to the festival and see all this talent that's coming through. Talk to everybody, network. If you can't, check out their website, their YouTube, all that stuff. And thanks everybody out there for watching and listening. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Angelo. Thank you, Forti. We will see you next time.
That's us.
Bye, Mary. Bye, guys.
Bye.